so today we're talking about friend-zoned makeup. It's makeup that's like, we like you, we want to hang out with you, but you're not the one. You're not my holy grail. So this is sort of a speed review style video. I'm just going to give you the pros and cons and you can decide for yourself whether you think they're going to be the one for you or just a friend or maybe even an enemy. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Starting off, this is the KVD Full Sleeve Tubing Mascara. So some positives. The reason why it's still a friend, I don't absolutely hate it. It's not an enemy. I love the packaging. I think the artwork is really pretty. It's aesthetically pleasing to look at. And I like tubing mascaras like this one because they're super easy to remove. If you are a lazy girl like me, removing mascara at the end of the night is like my least favorite thing about makeup. I love tubing mascaras because they come off in little tubes or little black chunks with just warm water, so they're super easy to remove and they usually wear really well with no flaking or smudging. However, the reason why this is not a soulmate, the reason why I do not love this mascara, it's a somewhat of an annoying friend. This flakes on me, which I cannot stand. This flakes like a dandruff scalp. This is my flaky friend, okay? This is the annoying flaky friend that says they're gonna be there, but they're not ever there on time, or they just never show up, they ghost you, they don't text you back. I like that it's tubing, I like that it does remove with warm water, but I don't like the little flakes I get throughout the day. So for that reason, it's friendzone. Moving right along, I have a lip liner from Nastasha Denona. This is a I Need a Nude lip crayon. Again, I think the packaging is really gorgeous. It's super luxurious with that shiny metal cap. I love the tone of this one. I don't know exactly what shade it is. I'll pop it on the screen. It's a really deep chocolatey brown, not too warm, not too cool. It's really great for like that cherry cola lip look. It's very creamy. As you can see, it just glides right on. So I like the creaminess of it. The only thing that keeps this in the friend zone rather than in my lover sphere is that this does not wear the longest and it does have a higher price tag. If I'm going to be spending more than $20 on a lip liner, best believe it better be wearing all day long. You know, honey, if it's not going to be long wearing, then I'm just going to go to the drugstore and get a lip liner. So for that reason, she's friend zoned. Moving right along, this is the Good Talk Blotted Matte Lipstick from Morphe 2. I have the shade Cocoa Cutie. I love the shade of this. It's a very warm brown. I don't know if you can tell on camera. It almost leans a little bit like a terracotta-y orange, but I think it's really flattering on the lips. I love the color, which is the reason why this is still my friend, but the reason why I don't love it is because it's very drying on the lips. I like how it looks on the lips initially. I go in, blot a little bit on. It gives you that like K-beauty, barely blushing popsicle lip matte cloud vibe. How many adjectives did I just use? So I like that. I just don't like how it feels after a long period of time. It's very drying. So, like, don't love. How many times am I going to say that in this video? A lot. Alright, moving along, I have the Fluid Eye Paints from Aboutface. So this is an interesting one because I actually do love the Fractal Glitter Eye Paints. I have this one in Tin Pen Alley and it is one of my favorite items in my collection. It just looks like diamonds on the lids. It's a very fine glitter that just gives you a lot of dimension and sparkle without being chunky or flaky, and I love that it comes in a liquid like this because it just makes it really easy to apply. You don't have to worry about getting a lot of fallout. So I love the glitter ones. However, I purchased the matte eye paints thinking that, oh, it's gonna be the same great formula that I love and they have a lot of cool colors. So I was super excited. However, I just don't love the matte formula as much as the glitter formula. It's a little bit too patchy. It dries down funny, a little bit too drying on the eyelids to where it kind of like flakes off in weird spots. It doesn't look even. That might be just the colors that I got. I did get two very pastel colors. I have a white and a pink. I also have a more neutral brown, which I do like, but really I bought them for graphic liner, for accents on my eyes. So I wanted really fun poppy colors, pastels that I don't have in a lot of eyeshadows. So I wanted the white to be very vibrant, very opaque, and it's okay. It's workable, but it's just a little bit too sheer and a little bit patchy, a little bit too drying on the eyes. And the same thing with the pink. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. It's friend zoned. This is the, what is this even called? This is the, I don't even know what it's called. It says make me, you, yours. I don't think that's what it's called. This is the liquid lipstick from Give Beauty, and I have the shade Original Recipe. The color of this is beautiful. It's that traditional blue red that's perfect for holidays, a more glamorous sort of a look. It doesn't have any warmth to it really. It smells like cupcakes, which is nice. And I also love the packaging. Give Beauty has a really cool packaging. It's still elegant and sleek, but a little bit edgy, kind of like Gwen herself. So I do like the packaging, I like the smell, I like the color. The only thing I don't like about this formula is that it wears off super quickly. If I'm gonna be wearing a liquid lipstick, you guessed it, say it with me, I want it to last, and this just really doesn't. Honestly, I started getting that like butthole lip within an hour or two. It's already kind of worn off in the center, and I just don't love that look. I don't know if anybody really does, especially if I'm wearing a very vibrant lip, like a red lip. I want it to stay in place. I don't want to worry that my lip color is fading, it's looking crackly. It's just not a good look. So I like this, but only for short periods of time. It's not my favorite. Miss Charlotte Tilbury is also friend-zoned. I know. Gasp.
What?
This is her little Hollywood Blush and Glow Glide palette. I don't know if there's multiple shades of this. Maybe there was one other shade. I believe it was a limited edition holiday release. The reason why Miss Charlotte has been friend-zoned is because this highlight is beautiful, but it's a little bit too deep. But that's more of a personal preference, me thing. I have a very fair complexion right now in the winter, so this just doesn't work for me. It works as a blush topper, but it's not pink enough really to be a perfect blush topper. So for me, I don't get a lot of use out of this color. And this blush, I like how velvety and creamy it is, and I like the color of it, but it's just too pigmented. This pink is so vibrant and so pigmented on my complexion, it's too much. It's really hard to control. I gotta be super careful when I go in with this. I think people with medium to deep complexions would actually be able to use this, which is great. But if you have fair to light skin like me, beware. You are gonna have to be very careful and have a light hand when you go in with it. The formula is great. I don't have any complaints about how it's formulated. It's just a little bit too deep and pigmented for me. So that's why it is friend-zoned. I have a concealer from the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear Concealer. I really like this concealer. I like how thin and lightweight it is. I like how it dries down to more of a satin matte finish, so I don't have to set it with a powder personally, since I do have more normal to dry skin. The only thing is that this can look a little bit drying on my under eyes after an extended period of time. So I just have to make sure that I really hydrate my under eyes. I have to make sure that I'm very diligent about hydrating my skin before going in with this, or else it can look a little bit drying and crepey. But if my under eyes are very hydrated, it looks beautiful. And again, I like that it gives good medium coverage and it sets down by itself, so I don't have to worry about setting it. So it's more like fuss-free. It's good for like a quick and easy makeup look where I don't have to worry about it too much. Oh, and this also wears a really long time without creasing, which is awesome. So this is really, really good. It's like one of my best friends. You know, like this could be like that best friend that everyone thinks maybe one day you'll end up with, but you've always ever just seen them as like a brother, you know? That's this. Like, I really like this. This is one of my best friends, but it's not a soulmate. It's not someone I can see spending the rest of my life with. Okay, this is like, it's a friend, but it's like a friend that I had a long time ago that if I saw in a store, I might walk the other way instead of saying hi to them. Like, it's okay. It's okay. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara. Like I said, it's okay. It gives you a little bit of volume. It doesn't give that much length at all, really. It doesn't flake or smudge, but it's just meh. That's basically it. Moving along. Okay, this is the About Face Performer Foundation. I tried this out last month, I think. Yeah, it released in January. I like this. Again, it's a friend. It can stay around for a while. I'll invite it to parties. I'll wear it every now and again. It just doesn't wear the longest on me. It starts to break down and look greasy and a little bit textured on my skin. It'll sink into my fine lines and pores after about 5 or 6 hours. It's also a little bit finicky. It doesn't play well with some products, especially the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. If if you like wearing gripping primers like I do, this does not play well with it. It pills up and like curdles. It looks like sour milk and like so disgusting on the skin. Do not mix that. Maybe I used too much of the Power Grip primer. I don't know, but I never want to try that again. So this is a finicky friend. This is that friend where if you invite it to a party, it has a lot of dietary restrictions. It likes the AC at a certain temperature. It's only going to stay for a little while and then it's got to go do some other stuff. This is that like high maintenance kind of friend. You love her, but she's like a little bit too high maintenance for you sometimes. Okay, last but not least, I have two glosses. One is from Bobbi Brown and one is from Juvia's Place. Let's start with Juvia's Place. This is the Coffee Shop Lip Gloss in the shade Butterscotch. I love the shade of this. It's a really pretty like pinky nude that's not too cool toned. It's actually kind of a pinky peach nude with a little bit of brown in it. It's really interesting. I like how opaque and creamy this looks on the lips. It's a very pigmented gloss, so if you don't like pigmented glosses, you will not like this. And it's a little bit sticky. That's the reason why she's friend status rather than lover. It's a little bit sticky, which is not bad because it makes it very long wearing on the lips. Like this gloss hangs around for a long time, but again, it's a little bit uncomfortable and it's not the most high shine finish. You can see it's glossy. It definitely is glossy, but this is just that like very opaque, very pigmented gloss that's gonna be around for a long time and a little bit sticky. And I personally like a gloss that's not so sticky, that's super, super glossy, that maybe I have to apply a little bit more often. That's just a personal preference thing. So this is that friend that you invite over and they just like don't take a hint and they just stay around forever and ever and ever. They're the last ones to leave the party and they get a little bit annoying because it's a little bit annoying and they're like super loud, super in your face, not super sheer or subtle. That's this friend. And last but not least, we have the, what is these called? This is the Crushed Oil Infused Gloss from Bobbi Brown. I don't really have any complaints about this. It's not sticky on the lips. It's nourishing. And I have this really pretty pinky, like light baby pinky peach color called In the Buff. It's pretty on the lips, but for the price is really where I get hung up on this because she's expensive. This is like a $30 lip oil. I didn't pay that much for it. I got it when it was on sale, but still, $30 for this? It better be the most glossy, luxurious, beautiful thing I've ever seen on my lips in my entire life, and it's just not. It's okay. It's hydrating. It gives a little bit of color. It's sheer, but it's not super glossy. It's just like a tinted balm pretty much, and I have similar products from the drugstore that I like just as much or even better than this. So for that reason, I don't love it. I like it, but I don't love it. So yeah guys, that wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments down below, what are some of your friend-zoned makeup products? I would love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.